Welcome to the Data Analysis with Gen3, Terra and Dockstore demo. In this video, we'll show you how to use Gen3, Terra, and Dockstore to perform an end-to-end analysis of data from the Gen3 portal. First, we'll explore and find example Anvil data in the University of Chicago's Gen3 data portal. Then, we'll export pointers to the data of interest to a Terra workspace. We'll find and import a Dockstore workflow to analyze our imported data, and we'll run the workflow to perform the analysis. Let's start at the Anvil portal, which links out to our data browser in Gen3. We're starting from this portal because we're using example Anvil data, but the steps in this demo could apply to any data hosted in Gen3, such as Biodata Catalyst or other consortia data. In Gen3, let's log in as a non-privileged user to look at publicly accessible data. Once we've logged in, we can explore datasets. Let's look at an open-access synthetic 1000 genomes dataset and filter down to a small subset. Then, let's export all to Terra. This takes our search result from the portal and allows us to create a Terra workspace where we can combine the Gen3 data results with analysis algorithms. So here, we're just going to name the workspace. We're going to select a billing project, and we're going to create the workspace. What's happening behind the scenes now is that Terra is importing the search results and creating a data model. Once the import is successful, let's refresh the data page. We're able to see we've imported 600 samples, and Terra has automatically created this nice data model. This saves time and effort spent on manually creating these tables. If we look here, we can see one of the data files that we might be interested in. It's a VCF in this case. Let's scroll over to the GA4GH DIRS URI column, which contains a reference or link to the data in its Google bucket or other cloud location. If we click the link, it gives us details about the file. We can also view the file in the Google bucket. Now that we've done our search and imported data into a Terra data model, let's use the Dockstore service to find a workflow. Here, we're looking for a workflow that calculates an MD5 checksum on a file. This is just a simple workflow, like a Hello World type workflow. We're going to send that workflow over to the Terra environment, and we're going to choose the workspace that we just created that contains our search results for the Anvil data. Now we'll import the workflow. We're redirected to the workflow setup page, and we can parameterize the workflow by selecting the data table of interest and selecting one of the VCF files that we want to perform this analysis on. The URI for the data file is in the GA4GH DIRS URI field in the data model. So let's set up the workflow to pull its input from that field. Let's also set the output. In this case, a file with the MD5 checksum is the output. So here, let's specify that the file be written back to the data model in a new column called output. This is a great way to pull information back from an analysis into your data model. Now that we've set up the workflow, let's launch it. We can see it's queued up. Behind the scenes, Terra is taking care of running this in the cloud environment. When the workflow is completed, there's a green check in the status column. Now let's go back to that same data table I showed you earlier and see the MD5 checksum output that has been annotated into the table. That concludes our Gen3 Terra and Dockstore demo. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy using Terra.